between the testaments. The 400 years between the prophecy of Malachi and the advent of Christ are frequently described as silent, but they were in fact crowded with activity, although no inspired prophet arose in Israel during those centuries, and the Old Testament was regarded as complete. Events took place which gave to later Judaism its distinctive ideology and providentially prepared the way for the coming of Christ and the proclamation of his gospel. The Persian Period. The Jews fared well under Persian rule. Cyrus had given them permission to return to Jerusalem and rebuild their temple, and although they met opposition from the inhabitants of Palestine, it was dedicated during the reign of Darius the Great. Ezra the scribe and Nehemiah the layman sought to strengthen the Palestinian Jewish community and encourage their loyalty to the law of God. For about a century and a half after Nehemiah's time, the Persian Empire exercised control over Judea, and the Jews were permitted to observe their religious institutions without interference. Judea was ruled by high priests who were responsible to the Persian government, a fact which ensured the Jews a large measure of autonomy. At the same time, however, it made a political office of the priesthood and sowed the seeds of future trouble. Contests for the office of high priest were marked by jealousy, intrigue, and even murder. Johanan, son of Joiada, is reported to have slain his brother Joshua with the temple precincts. Johanan was succeeded as high priest by his brother Jaddua, whose brother Manasseh, according to Josephus, married the daughter of Sanballat, governor of Samaria. It was at this time that a Samaritan temple was built on Mount Gerizim, which rather than Zion was regarded as secret for the Samaritan community. The sanctuary on Mount Gerizim was destroyed by the Hasmonaean ruler John Hyrcanus, 134 to 104 BC, but the mount itself continues to this day to be regarded as secret by the Samaritans. The woman of Samaria wished to dispute with Jesus concerning the merits of the rival holy places, but the Savior chose to emphasize the spiritual attitude of the worshipper rather than the place of worship. John 4:20. The Sanballat of Josephus cannot have been the same individual as the man of the same name mentioned by Nehemiah. Josephus, those, however, appear to reflect a valid tradition, for a temple seems definitely to have been built on Mount Gerizim about this time. Persia's failure to conquer Greece encouraged subject people to seek their independence. Egypt was constantly attempting to throw off the Persian yoke and Judea, geographically between the two powers, could not escape involvement. During the reign of Artaxerxes III, Oxus, many Jews were implicated in a revolt against Persia. When it failed, the Persians deported them to Babylonia and the southern shores of the Caspian Sea. Jews had long been in Egypt following the murder of Gedaliah. The prophet Jeremiah was forced to join a group of refugees who sought asylum at Taphanes in the eastern delta. Jeremiah 43, 4-13. And other Judeans doubtless found their way to Egypt to avoid capture by Nebuchadnezzar. Migration continued during the Persian period, and by the 5th century before Christ, a Jewish colony of mercenary soldiers was located at Elephantine Island, near modern Aswan, at the first cataract of the Nile. Contrary to the Mosaic law, these colonists built a temple for themselves, and they combined their devotion to the god of their fathers with pagan elements. The Elephantine Jews had correspondence with the Samaritans as well as the Judeans.